Okay, welcome back everyone. Today we're going to continue on setting up our Minecraft server.
So we already have our essentials and our economy plugins. So next that I'm going to talk about is Towny and factions, and then also another protection plugin so people can protect their places without damage or griefing or stealing. So without further ado, here is Towny. You can download it here. I'll put that link in the description. Also factions and residence. Residence does cost money to download or to purchase. The other ones are all free to use, but residence is going to cost like 10 euros. But I do like residence. I've used it before. Before it was actually a paid plugin. When it was free, I used it quite a bit. When I had my server way back in the day, I just loved it. It was pretty cool. Just check out other videos on this because I'm not going to buy it just for the sake of this video, but there's plenty of other videos explaining residence. But here's Towny. So this is the first one we're going to talk about. So there's Towny and faction. Now Towny is more based if you're not a PvP server, if it's more all friendly and everyone's kind of just you're building, and it's more PvE, not PvP, if you catch my drift. So you can read up on this a lot, or I'm sure you guys know what Towny is and also what factions are. So I won't go into too much depth with them. I will just download it. So use the latest. This one down here. We'll download. Kind of hard to see with the way they have the background. It's almost the same color as the text there. So we download a .zip file. And there we go. So now we have 4 different .jars here. So if we want to just put those all in our plugins, they all do a little something different. The Towny.jar is just the base Towny plugin. So if all you want is Towny, you don't want any of the other add-ons that they have, just put Towny in there and it will be fine. But let's put that in there. Let's stop our server and start it again. And let's join it. Let's just change the time. So /pl, you can see we added another 4 plugins right here. So now we can do /town or Towny. Now we got all our commands that we need. There's not a lot to set up on this one. Pretty much everything you can do just in-game here. You don't have to do any of the configuration on the files that much, unless you want to really change things, but it's already set up pretty good that it will work good for most servers. But yeah, I'm sure you guys all know how Towny works, and if this is your first time having it on your own server, do /Towny admin ? And this will give you all the admin commands. So all kinds of stuff to check out there, and you can learn a lot about this just by the in-game commands. And factions, which you probably are quite aware of what factions is. It's more for PvP, when 2 factions are fighting against each other generally. I love factions. It's a really cool plugin, I think, because I love PvP. But yeah, this one as well is pretty easy to install. You just download the .zip, and I will uninstall the Towny, which is as simple as selecting the ones we just installed and deleting them. We open up the factions.zip, And copy these both into here. Start our server again. And we join. And /pl will tell us that we have factions on here. So we can do /f. And then you got all your commands. And this one is a lot simpler than Towny in my opinion. There's some things to config if you want. I'll show you that. But there's also another plugin that I really like for factions that I'll show you. And that is MCMMO. Now you can use this with other plugins as well. It doesn't have to be with factions, but since faction already has this RPG type feel to it, this one I really like. It's $10 US, and it adds a whole lot more just to the gameplay. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of what this is, and probably realize how fun it is to have this on your server. So this is what I like to always add with it as well. I'm not going to show you it because it costs money to download, and I'm not going to buy it just for the sake of the server or for the sake of the video. But check out other videos on it because there's plenty of videos on it if you don't know what it is already. But okay, let's go into the configuration. If we go to plugins, and we can just check out the Towny and settings, and you can see they have all the configuration here. So if we right click that and we do edit, and there's lots of things here you can configure. Here's all the permission nodes, which I will get into a little bit later when I show you guys how to set up permissions on your server. But this is what you're going to need to know for later, so I'll show you that sometime. And then there's just all kinds you can change if you want. Here's all the prefixes and for different towns or mayors and all that. It's a lot to read, and just take a look at it. Here they have how much it costs, tax-wise, and all that. So just read it through. There's lots to configure if you want, or you can leave it exactly how it is. It doesn't really matter. There's also the chat config, and this will change mostly your prefixes and the colors of the names and prefixes. So that's pretty much it for Towny. And factions is pretty much all just configured in the game, so you don't have to worry about that too much. Anyways, thanks for watching everyone. Hope you enjoyed.